a couple that you might use. There's a lot of other things there, but that'll get you started. Okay, so here we go. Welcome back to some of our digital classroom tools. Let's go on to another tool that you might find useful, although this is going to be a bit more of a niche product for some folks. In this case, it's a drawing tablet. You'll notice this is not a full iPad or Microsoft Surface style pad. There is no screen here. This comes with a stylus and it has a number of speed buttons over at the side. The whole point of this is for you to be able to write on this pad, and whatever you write or draw on this pad shows up on the computer. So if you are big on annotating pictures like in a science class or an anatomy class where you have a large reference photo that you're annotating very specifically, this is for you. If you're a social science teacher where you have lots of maps and you're looking at various movements, or you're looking at various landforms, or you're looking at various components where there's lots of detail in a large reference, this might be for you. Of course, if you're in art, this is also for you, because this allows you all sorts of color variation. The pen and surface on this allow thousands of pressure points and allows it to function much more like a standard brush and or pen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at using our drawing tablet for different ideas that we can use for our flipped classroom. In this case, I'm putting it together with a screencast and with a slides presentation. Now, the pen works as a standard mouse, and I can click through anything I need to click through. I can move it around just like anything else that I do with the mouse. But once I come down to where I really want to become a bit more artistic and I want to highlight something, we can flip over and hit those annotations. And once I have those annotations, I can say, well, initially here we're talking somewhere around 2005. That was kind of this gap between traditional classroom moving into things that were digitally enhanced. Since that time, we have been moving further ahead as we move toward this online environment. So adding annotations like this can be very helpful and very useful while you're explaining a slideshow. Additionally, you can go and highlight whatever component of your slideshow you need. Or you can say, you know what, look at this group space. This group space, this really boils down to about 90%. And so, whereas the independent space in a traditional classroom is about 10%. And you can add all sorts of annotations. Now, the good news is you can change the color on each of these things. You can change the weight of the line. You can erase different pieces. And all of these functions work the same as if you had a mouse. But the difference is, unlike a mouse, where if I attempted to do the same annotations with a mouse, here we go, let's see if I can draw 90%. That's awful. Or let's see if I can be really careful. 10%. This is awful. So you can clearly see the difference between being able to use a drawing pad and being able to use a mouse. So let's get rid of that stuff over here. And just in case you weren't really sure, which by the way, I can change the size on that if I so choose. Just in case you weren't sure, let's go over here. Well, over here we're looking at about 66%. And up here, we're looking at about 33%. You say, well, that's still pretty sloppy. Well, unfortunately, that's just my handwriting. So that's kind of the way it goes. But even with me being not an artist of any sort, having this drawing pad can really enhance some of the things that I'm attempting to do with my drawing pad and with my PowerPoints and my slides.
So that might be something that you're interested once you get a little more advanced. For most folks, this probably isn't your thing. Although I know a number of flip teachers that really love this for explain everything, or love this for annotating over slideshow notes. But again, more of an extra than a necessity. Let's look at a different one.